Hello everyone, welcome to Crystal Eclipse. My name is Jessica. In this video, I'll be asking the cards about your life partner and just a little bit about who they are, what kind of person they are, and where they're at like in their journey to you. So I have 5 stacks for you all today. Starting over here, we have lapis lazuli, rose quartz, labradorite, ocean jasper, and obsidian. So choose whichever stack or stacks call out to you. You can check the comment section or the description box for timestamps if you'd like to skip directly to the stack or stacks you've chosen. So starting off here with our first stack and your life partner, this person you'll be spending the rest of your life with, and lapis lazuli. We have our first card. First card is the Four of Cups. We have the King of Cups, strength with courage and endurance, and lastly we have soulmates. So when it comes to this person, we're seeing a lot going on. So I would say that this doesn't seem like somebody who is going to be like previous partners, and not in the way it's like, oh, this person's going to be special, this person's going to be different. This person, seeing as we have a soulmates card and we have the Four of Cups card starting off, like these two cards on the end, we're seeing something much different. Seeing the end of previous relationships. Perhaps there are people in the past that you were with and it's just brought about some discomfort, some upset, some negativity, and you felt like you just weren't finding the right person. Perhaps you've spent a long time alone and you're wondering if this person will ever come along. And we're seeing that with that refusal, almost that like ignoring what's being offered to you. And it's not that you're ignoring good things, you're ignoring the negativity, you're ignoring the things that would cause issues, and it's more of like leaving the past in the past. That's what we're seeing with that first card. And I think this person went through a lot of the same things as you, where they went through relationships that just didn't feel right. They didn't last long like they'd hoped for. They didn't feel right. You know, they didn't feel like those were the people that they were meant to be with. And I felt like both of you had your eyes set on like something, like you wanted something, and you kept waiting for this person to come in and you just couldn't see this. But I think this person has spent a long time trying to find somebody who was right for them. So when it comes to this life partner of yours, when it comes to this person you're going to spend the rest of your life with, it seems like they have really put a lot of effort into finding the right relationship. And I think when they start up this relationship, they want to make sure it's right. And I think even pursuing this relationship in the future, it's them knowing that it's right. Like they're taking a leap that they wouldn't have taken before. But it almost seems like here, this person wants to start from like the ground up and build slowly so that everything takes the right amount of time to develop. No second guessing, no like jumping into something and it not being sure on it. This person has really evaluated everything. So when you come into their life, when this relationship starts up, we're seeing somebody who's heavily thought out everything. They want to make sure this is a long-lasting relationship. This person has been through a lot, they've ignored a lot, they've refused a lot, and they've put a lot behind them so that they could get to this position. So we do see 2 cups cards that are really tying into each other. A big change, a big amount of growth. So this is a mature person, very wise person, and a person who really has a firm grasp on what it is they want and what it is they're hoping for in the future. We have strength coming through here with courage and endurance, and that seems more tied into just their overall personality. We're seeing that continuation of what kind of mindset they have, that even if it seems like they might be single forever, they might be alone forever, they're still willing to have that mindset of sticking with what they want in hopes of finding that happiness. I think they really want more in a relationship than what they've been able to find, and that's why they're so like dedicated to finding the right person. And when this relationship comes along, I see them being even more so dedicated. Like they're heavily interested in this relationship, just very open to anything that will improve the relationship once it starts. With courage and endurance also represented through that elephant, right? An animal that is known for being a part of a large family and very dedicated to its group, right? Its family group. We see that representing a major aspect of their personality. They really care about others. They really put a lot of themselves into the relationships. They don't like to walk away when things get difficult, they still fight on, they still continue forward, and they put themselves fully into the situation because that's just, you know, they want to make sure that they have done everything possible to move forward in that situation. And I think overall here we're seeing somebody who, like, it doesn't matter if they're young or older, we're seeing somebody who's very, very wise and very thought out. They really have this great way of looking at things and just knowing where to be, you know, knowing when to progress further, knowing when to strengthen the relationship, knowing when to decide, like, on certain decisions. Just make sure that everything is in the right place. We see a very, very wise person here. But most importantly, we have the soulmates card coming out here. And when the soulmates card comes out, we're seeing a true love. We're seeing somebody who's really meant for another person. So we see somebody who's made like trial and error in the beginning on both sides. Like, you both feel like you just haven't found the right person yet and you're struggling. This person's major personality, like the core of their personality, this life partner just wants a life partner. They want somebody they can spend forever with, the rest of their life with. They want that relationship that's very deep, very strong. And we see that represented with soulmates. They want to find their soulmate, and that's what we're seeing here. We drew the best card for a life partner reading. This card has come out to say that this is the perfect relationship for you. Might not be perfect all the time, but it is one where you'll find that soul match, the person that is meant to be with you, the person that it completes you. And this person is like, that's all they've ever wanted. They just wanted somebody in their life that completes them, somebody they can rely on, somebody who is like the other half of them, you know, somebody who really is ideal, like made for them on a spiritual level, on a higher level. Like, you two were assigned to each other before you came down to earth. So here we're seeing this person has gone through so much, this person has grown so much, and they really are looking for true dedication when it comes to this relationship. So overall, I would say on both sides, I think you've both, by the time you two meet, you've been through a lot. You've tried to find the right person, hasn't come along, you're sort of struggling, but through that, like, wisening up, you know, that reevaluation of things and understanding where there were issues, both of you got into this really great place by the time you two meet. And I think this person is sure about themselves when they pursue this relationship. When they start this relationship, they know what it is to them. They know this is a soulmate. They know that this situation is very serious, and so they fully dedicate themselves to this relationship. And I see them as just a very loving, kind person who just wants a soulmate, a life partner. So that's what I'm seeing here with this first reading and the lapis lazuli. I hope that this reading resonated with you. I want to thank you so much for watching whatever portion of the video you have. If this is your only reading, or if this is your first reading, I want to thank you for just taking the time out of your day to watch. So I hope that all your loved ones, as well as you, are doing well and staying safe and healthy. Please have a wonderful day, week, and year. Bye-bye. Starting with our second stack here, and pink quartz or rose quartz, whichever you prefer, and a little information about your life partner, who it is you'll be spending the rest of your life with. So for your life partner, we have the Tower starting off. We have the King of Pentacles, the Seven of Feathers with preparation and resourcefulness, and lastly we have building blocks. So starting off here with the Tower, we see some chaos. We see everything like falling apart, and to me it seems like a separation when it comes to this like specific stack here. We see somebody who either went through a heartbreak in the past, went through a separation in the past, something that really caused a lot of chaos, a lot of hurt, and like almost having to reconfigure their life. So this could be a past relationship that fell apart, this could be a marriage, this could be just life in general, you know, a lot of hardship for them. But we're seeing it starting off with like the first card, the Tower. That means that this, by the time you two meet, this situation has already been sort of resolved. This person has had this event happen to them. Things were just chaotic and they just felt completely lost. But we are immediately contrasted with that King of Pentacles here, which is this really happy, like peaceful, content looking bull here. So he's just there really proud with his coin and his kingdom and just this huge smile right on his face. And we do have that continuation of a crown, and specifically we do have a very similar crown to what is seen on both cards. So we have that crown here, we have that crown here, and we have that sort of like turnaround of events. So let's say whatever this relationship was, it was not a good relationship for them. We're seeing a relationship that just had some negativity, some things that were not good, and really I think led to a lot of issues in the long term for them. It just kept getting worse and worse until it finally fell apart. I think this life partner of yours really tried hard to fix the situation. They tried hard to work through whatever this was, but it just came crashing down and there was nothing they could do to fix it. But I think the turnaround that came through here with this pride that's represented, this happiness, is they made it out of that situation and have a better outlook on the world, you know, on their future, on relationships in general. They have this way of like, that happened and that was just a moment. That's not forever. That's not going to hold them back. So they're really, I think, like, they went through that. They might have had some pessimistic mindset or thoughts go on, but they moved on from that and became a very optimistic person, and one who was just very content with what was around them. And I think they went through that period of just almost like they were alone, or they were just focusing on themselves, focusing on building a good surrounding for themselves. And that's why we see like the castle in the background, the money, the wall. We see this person who has built up a nice surrounding, and that was just to make sure that they're in a good place. Just focus on themselves, get through whatever issue they had, and move forward. So we see a lot of just like self-care represented through that King of Pentacles, but also a lot of growth there, you know, getting to a good point where things are just very good for them as a person. We have the Seven of Feathers of preparation and resourcefulness, and in a normal Seven of Swords card we would see more of that like sneaking away, right? We'd see it as more of one that might have not necessarily been paying attention to the surroundings. But in this card we see the opposite. We see somebody who's well planned out, somebody who thinks a lot, somebody who is very aware of what is around them, and then really takes that into great like thought whenever things are going on. They really pay attention to everything that's going on around them. So a very wise person, a very understanding person, somebody who doesn't make hasty decisions, a person who really thinks out whatever they're doing to make sure that any decision that they make doesn't like come back to bite them in a way. They really do put a lot of just energy, time into life in general, because they want to be very comfortable. They want to have a good surrounding for themselves, for others. But I think all this hard work, like in a way, they've known that they're putting in all this hard work for this other person that's coming into their life, for you, for their life partner. They've been setting all these things back in place, and we see the destruction that comes with a tower, and like this sort of, it can't be fixed, you know, it's falling apart, it's destroyed, it's on fire. But we have building blocks where it's almost like a new tower is being built, but much more stable than the previous one, in a much better way than the previous one. Like this one's on top of this like hill thing, and if you really evaluate this, it's you have to think, was this a good decision to begin with? But here we see so much more thought put into every single step. So I'd say when it comes to this life partner of yours, there's somebody who really does put a lot of thought into everything. I think they just want that longevity. They want that life partner. So everything they're doing is with that mindset, you know, with that mentality of building toward a future. They want to cement that future, you know, ensure that that future is safe, and that everything that they hope for will be, you know, found along their path. Whatever journey they're going down, they really do hope for this to be a good relationship. They really do want this relationship. So it does seem like here, when it comes to this life partner, they've just been through some issues, but they've moved through that so well that they've become this new person by the time you two meet. They've become a person who has a much clearer mindset and doesn't think the way that they used to. They aren't as pessimistic as they used to be. They don't allow things to affect them in that way, and they are better at managing relationships, better at thinking about who they're in relationships with. We have the King of Pentacles really representing who they are truly. Like, they're this really happy person who's very pleased with where they're at. They're very, you know, they look at their surroundings, and whether or not they have like the world, you know, in their grasps, they're just happy with where they're at, and they're just waiting for this other person to come along and join them. And I think all that preparation is there for this life partner to come in. And that's really what I'm seeing here. All this is sort of done so that when that life partner, which is you, comes in, it's like they have their life ready for you to come along and accept you fully, and so that things can really grow in a great way. That's what I'm seeing here with this second stack and rose quartz. And if this is your only reading, or if this is where you're stopping, I want to thank you so much for watching whatever portion of the video you have. I really hope that something within this reading spoke to you. Yeah, and I hope that you and all your loved ones are doing well and staying safe and healthy. Please have a wonderful day, week, and year. Bye-bye. Starting off with our third stack and Labradorite and this life partner. Let's see what the cards say about your life partner and who they are, what kind of person we're looking at here. So we have the Emperor as our first card. We have the Five of Pentacles. We have the Nine of Crystals, and we have Waite. So the Nine of Crystals has security and abundance here. And these cards together also make me think that this person has sort of been working on getting their life in like the perfect position. So we have the Emperor coming out first for this life partner of yours. It's somebody who's represented as like, or somebody who's being represented through the Emperor as somebody who has their life together. They have everything in place, and they're working hard on like getting anything that's remaining in place. You know, it's just all about getting to a place where they really feel like very proud of their surroundings, very confident, very happy with everything that they have in life, their work, their house, their car, their surroundings, their family, everything. They've worked very hard on all these things. With these two cards here, the Five of Pentacles and the Nine of Crystals, we see somebody who might not have had everything together. And by that I mean we're seeing somebody who's struggling with the Five of Pentacles. This could be represented as the past, as things that they had to go through. They might have had difficulties when they were younger, trying to get to a better place, you know, moving up in life, you know, in just their surroundings, wanting to get to a place where they had more, you know, like more anything, better education, a better job. They seem like they have worked very hard for that. And the Nine of Crystals coming in with the security and abundance, also representing their hard work for that security, that community, that foundation, the life that they have. They've worked very hard for it, and they really want to secure that. So they're a very hard worker, somebody who really dedicates themselves to whatever it is they're doing, their job, the family that they have, and that doesn't mean that like they're married or anything. I mean like their close family, their siblings, their parents, the people that they help, you know, take care of. We see that all represented here within these cards. So we're seeing majorly the two center cards as somebody who is trying to, mainly here, somebody who is trying to just better themselves, get themselves to a nice place where they feel really just good about themselves, good about life, good about moving forward. What we're seeing though as an issue is with this Waite card coming in for this person, for your life partner. And when I see this Waite coming in here at the end of all this, it's almost like, why have they not found the right person yet? Why are they still alone? Why is it that they don't have that special someone in their life partner, their spouse, whatever the situation may be? They're still wondering why that person isn't here. Like, they've put in all this hard work, right? They've gotten to a place where they're very proud of themselves. They're very happy. They see everything around them, and they're like, look at what they've built. You know, like they've built this great surrounding, but they're still missing somebody. We don't see where they've really found that person. Even here, like the Five of Pentacles, they haven't reached the place of refuge yet. They're still on their way there. So they still haven't found what they're looking for. Even with the Nine of Crystals, we see the spider there. She's not done building her web yet. She's still in the process of doing that. So she's not complete. Things are not completed yet. They're still wondering where this person is and why that one aspect of their life is like not there yet. And we're seeing that mainly represented here. When it comes to this person, when it comes to your life partner, we're seeing that this person really has everything together. But almost through that getting everything together, they didn't have time to focus on a relationship, time to really dedicate themselves to finding long-term, that spouse or that life partner. And now that they're settled into place and they have things where they want them to be, now they're seeing like the one thing that they're missing is that life partner. And throughout all that, like, they put in all this hard work, that's the one thing that they really want. They really want a life partner to be there beside them, to have that person in their life, and to be able to sort of like share that all that they've created with that person, to have somebody there beside them. So when it comes to this person, majorly what we're seeing is a really well put together person. We're seeing that Emperor come out first. So it's representing somebody who is already, well off. They're already in a good place when it comes to their mindset, when it comes to their work, when it comes to where they are at, like, along in their journey. We see somebody who is at like a prime position in life. We're just seeing that they're still going through things. They're still trying to get to where they need to be. We have the Five of Pentacles followed by the Nine of Crystals. So we're seeing that, like, if there are any issues, right, they're immediately fixed, because we see things being remedied, right? If there's a break in that web, the spider immediately starts fixing it. So whenever there's a struggle, whenever there's an issue, this person is immediately on it. They're constantly like moving forward, keeping things together, and just really making sure that their surroundings are stable. And that's really what they want. They want security, abundance, and stability across the board. But it's like that main thing that's coming through here is that why is it that they're missing such an important aspect of their life? But I think with this timeline and your timeline, the thing that I'm really seeing with these cards is the universe just didn't allow you to meet yet, for your lives to cross, for those paths to come together, because both of you needed to focus on other things. We're seeing that this person, your life partner, needed to focus on their own life in order to get everything in order. And that's the same for you. So when you two meet, you can really be aware of the other person and not worried about other things that are going on in life, so that you can be open to this relationship without being distracted by major issues outside of this relationship. So we're seeing that it was more of that delay brought on by like a higher power, just to make sure that when you two meet, you don't miss each other, like you don't miss that opportunity and have to wait longer for this person to come back into your life. Like, you missed that first opportunity, how long do you have to wait for that second one? But that's what they're doing here. They're trying to prevent this situation from happening. They want to make sure the higher powers, the people that watch over you, or the spirits that watch over you, want to make sure when you two meet, you see each other and you're able to pursue this relationship. But I think this person is really ready for a life partner. They're really ready for somebody to come into their life to complete like all that they already have. And that's really what I'm seeing here with this third stack and the Labradorite. So if this is where you're stopping, or if this was the only reading that you chose, I want to thank you so much for watching. I hope that you and all your loved ones are doing well. Please have a wonderful day, week, and year. Bye-bye. Starting with our fourth stack here, an Ocean Jasper, and your life partner, who they'll be, a little bit about them. We have the Seven of Wands. We have the Four of Pentacles, the Three of Crystals with collaboration and productivity, and lastly, we have Serendipity. So it's interesting with this stack when it comes to your life partner, this person that you'll be spending the rest of your life with, and just like this bond you'll have. Normally I'll read each card separately as I go through them, but with this reading, these first three cards really tie into each other with the way I'm looking at them. And they tie into each other as somebody who is just really well balanced. We see a lot of different aspects of a person's personality represented here. So we see that hard worker with the Seven of Wands. We see somebody who has these coins, right? He's holding on to all these pentacles or these coins here. And even though like in a normal depiction, it would be somebody who is more like stingy or holding on to their money, it's sort of almost like funny in a way, the way he's like balancing on those two pentacles. So somebody who is able to really balance out their money and their finances, somebody who knows when to spend, somebody who knows when to save. And then we also see the Three of Crystals with that bee represented in the center. So somebody who is all about that hive mentality, somebody who works well with people, very considerate of others. We do see the Three of Crystals here, and the crystals in a normal tarot deck would be represented as coins. So we do see another Pentacles card here, and one that not only represents like good finances, but also great communication, especially with that bee represented in the center of this card. And the bee is known for being able to communicate well, right? Like the hive will not function if the bees do not work together. And with that, I would say too, this person seems like a very family-oriented person, somebody who's all about, you know, making sure that their family is in a good position where everything is taken care of and everybody's really happy. So here with all these three cards, it seems like a very well-balanced person, somebody who works very hard, but somebody who knows how to play, somebody who is a great communicator and very good at listening to others. So if we focus on each one individually, we'll see with that Seven of Wands card, this life partner of yours, we see somebody who will fight, you know, fight for whatever it is that they feel like they need to fight for, and not one who is like too overboard, not in like a negative way. It's somebody who will like fight to get that job, to make sure that people are in a good place, you know, to just to ensure that happiness. Also with that, we see that this person has the higher ground. So in a metaphor, that would be like somebody who has an advantage of this situation. He is looking down on his enemies. His enemies are not looking down on him. So we see somebody who is advantaged, somebody who is going to be the victor in this situation. Even though we see a lot of wands beneath him, he's still like fighting on. He's still like fighting those people off. So somebody who really knows how to handle situations, which situations to work hard for, which ones to sort of back away from, because it's just like it won't be successful. They don't get themselves involved in situations that are negative. They really are like very careful with everything they do, but they still put their all into everything. The Four of Pentacles, this person knows really like when to spend, when to save, and also we see somebody who knows how to be a joker. So somebody who's not too serious, somebody who knows when to be serious, but also somebody who knows when to laugh, when to do things that will make people smile, you know, when to smile themselves. There's all about being that both happy and serious at the same time, and knowing when to apply that to any situation they're in. I think this person really has great control. We see the Four of Pentacles here, but he has a crown on his head, so that would mean that it's a king. And a king is somebody, of course, who's higher up, somebody who has like a good surrounding, somebody who is in a lot of control of their life. You know, there's things that are going on. So we are seeing a very good person represented through that card in particular, because it's more of that like joking card. It's not super serious. Lastly, with that Three of Crystals and just that energy that's coming through here, we see somebody who wants to hear you, and they want to make sure that communication level is high in a relationship. And when it comes to that life partner, I think that this person is really like aware of what it takes to have a life partner. So to have that longevity in a relationship, they know it requires hard work. They know that it's not a one-sided situation, that there are two people in that, you know, relationship, that there's your voice, their voice, and both voices have to be heard. There's equality. There's jobs that are required. There are things that both people have to do in order to be successful, just like in a hive, right? The bees all have their job, and they all have to do it in order to make sure that hive is thriving and growing, because things can just fall apart if people aren't, you know, dedicating themselves as fully as others. So that one card is really representing a major way that they look at this relationship, and just their overall view of life in general, like the way that they look at work, their family, just their hobbies, their interests, things that they're doing. They really put a lot of heavy work and attention into everything to make sure that it is like super successful. That's all they want. And with all that, I think the major card here that's ending with serendipity is saying they do all this to get to that serendipity stage, to get to that happiness where everything can be carefree, where they could have those moments of just peace, where they can focus on having fun, going out and doing things without worrying about other things. Like, this person seems to really heavily think about just getting themselves to a point where they can be comfortable and able to just have fun, to not stress, to not worry about things. They just want that happiness, that almost like youth, that playfulness, the things where they can just focus on other things surrounding them other than like the important or the serious things. Like, this is really who they are. They are a very, very well balanced person, one who knows when to be serious, one who knows when to have fun. But I think they do all of this in order to just be happy. And when it comes to this relationship, I think like that will be a part of their happiness, to have that like that life partner with them. So that's what I'm seeing here with this fourth stack. And Jasper, if this was your only reading, or if this is where you're stopping, I want to thank you for watching. I hope that you and all your loved ones are doing well. I hope that part of this reading or all of this reading really felt like it was meant for you. And of course, I hope you have a wonderful day, week, and year. Bye-bye. Starting with our fifth stack and Obsidian and your life partner, a little bit about them. We have the Moon coming out. We have the Eight of Cups, the Six of Crystals with Synergy and Gratitude, and we have Never Ending Story. So here I sort of want to read them sort of grouped together like I did with the previous stack. So with the Moon and the Eight of Cups, we have sort of like what's hidden away here, what's blocked out by the darkness, because this is the light of the moon. We can't really see things clearly. But here it's interesting, we have the moon and the sun that are fighting each other, and very similar in a way to this first card, where we can sort of see both the sun and the moon. So we're seeing like a continuation of this battle that was starting in the moon card. So somebody who was going through some struggles. This could be when it comes to work, this could be when it comes to life, just moving ahead. This could be getting over a previous relationship. We are seeing the Eight of Cups, where the bug is sort of like walking away from the past. And we can say they're walking away from this struggle that was ensuing within this first card. So with the light of the moon, right, we aren't able to see everything. There are still shadows. The moon is not reflecting the sun brightly enough, you know, with enough power to light up everything. So it's dark. We see a lot of shadows here, a lot of like inconsistencies, things that aren't very clear to us. So major issues that were in relationships or things in general in the past for this life partner that they didn't see, that they weren't able to see until the sort of like the sun came out, you know, and then they saw where things wouldn't be successful, where things weren't working out. And I think that really weighed on their mind, and it took a lot for them to sort of leave those relationships. It could be one major relationship that we're seeing here, like one major relationship that did not work out, that took a while for them to sort of see it's not working out, and that's what they're going through right now. They're sort of going through that leaving them and finding themselves on their own. We're seeing that Eight of Cups, of that abandoning something that's sort of tough, but knowing that it's for the best, knowing that it'll help them in the future, that this has to be left behind, like a sacrifice, right? They've sacrificed a lot in order to get to this next stage. And we have the next stage, which is the Six of Crystals with Synergy and Gratitude. So they're doing all of this in order to find that life partner, in order to find the person that they're hoping for, that will bring them that life that they've dreamt of, you know, to have that longevity in a relationship, to have somebody who really completes them. And we see two meerkats here that are sitting side by side, and they're just happy with each other. They're really happy just being there beside the other one, and just, you know, we see gratitude, which is being grateful, being thankful that you have the other person there with you. So it's like finding a soulmate, finding a person who you can bond with on a spiritual level. And I think that's really what they're looking for. They've left whatever this trouble is in the past so that they can move toward this brighter future. Now, with that never-ending story, though, it seems like you probably have not met this person, and this person is still going through the situation. And not that they're still going through that separation, it's that they're still trying to to move forward and get to you and get to a point where they know that you're out there. With the never ending story here, we see that little spinner, and it's going like back and forth between yes and no. Like hold on, let me see if I can focus on it. So we see yes and no, and the little spinner is sort of stuck in between yes and no, meaning they haven't gotten their answer yet, and they're seemingly like running out of time, because this is an hourglass she's sitting on top of, but it seems like she's running out of time. But that's like her belief. She believes she's running out of time. It's not that she actually is. So this person is not running out of time. I think this person is really hoping that they find you soon. But it's all in like perfect timing, the correct timing of the universe. And in a way, I think this final message is coming out as, if you feel too like you're struggling, like this person is like not near you yet, and you're wondering when they're coming in, if they're coming in, know that they're on the same page as you. And like this is a message from them to say they're also waiting for you. They know you're out there, and they also feel like it's time for you to meet. But it's just that it's not exactly perfect timing yet. There's still just a little ways to go. You might think of this as like it's running out of time, right, because of the hourglass. But another way to interpret that as is like with that hourglass is it's almost time. So it's almost time for you to meet, just a little ways to go. You just have to wait for the timer to sort of run out here. So overall here with this stack, we are seeing somebody who's had to let some things go to move forward. You might also feel like that's you, like you've had to let some things go, some relationships end, so that you can move forward too. And you might feel like maybe you're not moving forward, or you've made no improvements, no changes, and almost like you've been stuck in some place and you're just waiting for this change to come along. But I see it as mainly here with these cards, there's change coming. Seems like since everything is like on a journey, everything is moving, you know, there's a lot of energy here. We are seeing movement toward that. So I would say that this person, when it comes to your life partner, they seem like somebody who is just really hoping for somebody to come in that matches well with them. Somebody who is unlike the rest, unlike the ones that they were with before, and somebody who really is like just the person that they can sit with, you know, the person that they can bond with and talk to and just enjoy the company of. That's what they really want. They just really want somebody that'll make them happy. They don't need anything like super special. They don't need this like whirlwind romance, you know. They don't need that. They just want somebody who makes them happy. And I think that's the most important thing to them, and that's what they're waiting for. They had to leave a lot in the past in order to get to that point where they could see what it is that they need. And I think the same goes for you with this reading. It seems like you've had to let go quite a bit in order to get to this point as well. So major message would be like, here, you're not alone. This person is also there waiting for you. So that's what I'm seeing with this last reading, this fifth reading, and Obsidian. And I really hope that this stack was able to resonate with you, or you know, you were able to feel a connection with it. Of course, if you didn't, I hope that maybe there's like another video alongside this one that is meant for you, that you'll be recommended. And as always, I hope that you and all your loved ones are doing well, staying safe and healthy. And please have a wonderful day, week, and year. Bye-bye.